time, there lived a handsome young man named Obinna Azubuike. He was just 28 years old. But already he had everything most men could only dream of. He owned the biggest construction company in Lagos. His buildings stood tall across Nigeria like monuments to his success. He had cars that shined in the sun, a penthouse that touched the clouds, and a bank account that never seemed to run dry. But deep down Obinna Azubuike was confused. Very confused. Every morning he opened his eyes in a bedroom bigger than most people's apartments. But he didn't smile. His bed was soft, but his heart felt uneasy. His house was full of luxury, but something was missing. Something real. He had grown up watching his father build empires. His mother had taught him to be smart with money and careful with people. "Not everyone loves you, Obinna," she would say. "Some people love what you have." Now at 28, Obinna was about to propose to the woman he thought he loved. Her name was Ivy Chioma. She was beautiful. An Instagram model with over 500,000 followers. Her face was perfect. Her body was perfect. Her pictures were perfect. But Obinna wondered if her love was perfect too. The proposal was planned for tonight. A rooftop restaurant in Victoria Island. Candles. Roses. A ring that cost more than most people earned in 5 years. Obinna sat in his office that afternoon staring at the ring box. His best friend Emeka walked in. "You ready, bro?" Emeka asked. Obinna closed the box slowly. "I think so." "You think so?" Emeka raised an eyebrow. "That's not how a man sounds before proposing." Obinna sighed. "Do you think she loves me? Or what I can give her?" Emeka sat down. "Honestly, I don't know. But you're about to find out." That evening the rooftop restaurant glowed with lights. Ivy arrived in a tight red dress, her makeup flawless, her phone already in her hand. "Baby," she squealed, kissing him quickly. "This place is perfect. Wait, let me get the lighting right for my story." She adjusted her phone, took 3 selfies and posted them before she even sat down. Obinna watched her. His chest felt tight. After dinner he got down on one knee. The ring sparkled. The photographer he'd hired stepped closer. "Ivy Chioma," Obinna said. "Will you marry me?" Ivy's eyes went wide. But not at him. At the ring. "Oh my God," she screamed. Wait, let me get my phone. I need the perfect angle for this." She grabbed her phone, opened the camera and positioned it. "Okay, ask me again." Obinna's heart sank a little. But he asked again. This time Ivy recorded it. He said yes. She kissed him. She posted the video before the kiss even ended. The caption read, #blessed, #he chose me, #Lagos wedding, #wifey material. Obinna smiled for the camera. But inside a question was growing. Does she love me? Or does she love the moment? 3 weeks later everything changed. The wedding planning started immediately. But Obinna noticed things. Small things that became big things. Ivy only called when she needed money for wedding expenses. Designer dress. Expensive makeup artist. Luxury venue. She never asked about his day. Never visited his office. Never asked about the buildings he was constructing. But she posted about him constantly. Pi King. My provider. God's gift to me. One afternoon, Emeka showed up at Obinna's office with his phone. "Bro, you need to see this." He showed Obinna screenshots. Ivy's private Instagram messages. A mutual friend had leaked them. Obinna read them slowly. His heart sank with each word. "Girl, just securing the bag. Once I get that ring legally, I'm set for life." Another message, 2 years max. Then divorce and settlement. He's too boring anyway. Another, I'm already talking to Connell. Fine boy with money too. Options, babe. Obinna put the phone down. His hands were shaking. I'm sorry, bro, Emeka said quietly. Obinna stared at the wall. He had suspected, but seeing it in words made it real. That night he couldn't sleep. He sat in his living room thinking. Then he made a decision. He called Emeka at 2 a.m. I need your help with something crazy. How crazy? Emeka asked. I want to fake an accident. Pretend I'm paralyzed. Silence on the other end. Bro, are you serious? Yes, Obinna said. I need to know if she'll stay when there's no glamour. No parties. No Instagram moments. Just me in a wheelchair. Emeka was quiet for a long time. What if she actually loves you? Then she'll prove it, Obinna replied. But I need to know the truth before I marry her. They planned everything carefully. Emeka knew a doctor, an old friend who owed him a favor. They would stage a car accident. Minor injuries but fake paralysis from the waist down. Only Emeka and the doctor would know the truth. What about your mother? Emeka asked. She'll be devastated. Obinna's chest tightened. I know. But I'd rather hurt her for a few weeks than marry the wrong woman for life. 2 days later the plan was set. Obinna drove his Range Rover down a quiet road. Emeka followed in another car. They had chosen the location carefully. No witnesses. Just enough damage to look real. Obinna took a deep breath. This was extreme. Maybe too extreme. But the screenshots flashed in his mind. Ivy's words. Her lies. Her plans. He needed to know. The accident happened on a Friday evening. Metal crunched. Glass shattered. Airbags deployed. Emeka rushed out and called the ambulance. By Saturday morning, Obinna was in a hospital bed, his legs covered in blankets, his family crying around him. And his whole world had changed. The hospital room smelled like antiseptic and fear. Obinna lay in bed, bandages on his arms, his legs still under white blankets. His mother sat beside him crying quietly. His 2 younger sisters held each other. Emeka stood by the window playing his part perfectly. Dr. Obi, Emeka's friend, entered with a folder. His face was serious. Mr. Azubuike, may I speak with you and your family? Everyone gathered closer. Dr. Obi sighed. The accident caused significant trauma to your spinal cord. The scans show compression at the lumbar region. Obinna's mother gasped. What does that mean? It means, Dr. Obi said carefully, that Obinna may never walk again. His mother collapsed into a chair wailing. His sisters rushed to her side. Obinna stared at the ceiling pretending to be in shock. Inside, guilt twisted Obinna's stomach. He was hurting them. And he knows that. How long? Obinna asked quietly. We'll need months of physical therapy, Dr. Obi said. But I must be honest. The chances of full recovery are very small. The room filled with crying. Emeka put his hand on Obinna's shoulder, squeezing tight. Hours passed. Family came and went. Phone calls were made. Prayers were said. But Ivy didn't come. Obinna checked his phone. She had posted on Instagram 6 hours ago. A photo at a spa. Caption, Self-Care Sunday. No message. No call. Nothing. Finally at 6 p.m. she arrived. She wore a designer tracksuit, full makeup and heels. Not the outfit of someone who rushed to the hospital. Oh my God, Obinna, she said walking in. This is terrible. She kissed his forehead quickly, then stepped back. Obinna watched her carefully. Where were you? I had a photo shoot, baby. I came as soon as I could. A photo shoot. 6 hours after his accident. Ivy looked around the hospital room. Her nose wrinkled. This place smells awful. Can't they move you to a private wing? Obinna's mother stared at her in disbelief. Ivy pulled out her phone. Should I post about this? People are asking why I wasn't at the Daddy December party. Ivy, Obinna said quietly. I might not walk again. She looked at him. Really looked at him. Her face changed. Not to sadness. To something else. Fear. Calculation. Oh, she said. Oh. That's really bad. She sat down on the chair farthest from the bed. They sat in silence for 10 minutes. Ivy scrolled through her phone the entire time. Then she stood up. Baby, I need to go. This is a lot to process. I'll come back tomorrow, okay? She left before he could answer. Obinna stared at the door. His chest felt hollow. Emeka walked over. You saw it, right? Yeah, Obinna whispered. I saw it. The next morning, a new face entered his room. A woman in blue scrubs holding a clipboard. She had simple features, no makeup, and tired but kind eyes. Mr. Azubuike, she said. I'm Adanna Okafor. I'll be your physiotherapist. Obinna barely looked at her. I don't need therapy. Didn't you hear? I'm paralyzed. Adanna walked closer. I heard. That's exactly why you need me. She pulled up a chair and sat down, meeting his eyes directly. You can feel sorry for yourself on your own time, she said calmly. But when I'm here we work. Obinna blinked. No one had spoken to him like that since the accident. Do you know who I am? He asked. Yes, Adanna said. You're my patient. That's all that matters. For the first time since the accident, Obinna didn't know what to say. And Adanna smiled. Good. Let's begin. The first week after the accident taught Obinna everything he needed to know. Day 2. Ivy came to the hospital at noon. She stayed exactly 15 minutes. Most of that time she positioned herself beside his bed, trying different angles. Tilt your head a bit, baby. The lighting is better this way. She took 12 photos before she got the right one. Posted it immediately. Caption, standing by my man through thick and thin. Hashtag true love. Hashtag for better worse. Hashtag pray for us. The comments poured in. You're such a good woman. He's lucky to have you. Relationship goals. Obinna watched her smile at her phone, reading the praise. She didn't smile at him once. Day 4. She didn't come at all. Just sent a text at 8 p.m. Baby, traffic is crazy. You know Lagos. I'll come tomorrow. Love you. She posted a video that same evening. At a restaurant in Lekki. Laughing with friends. Drinking cocktails. Obinna stared at his phone screen for a long time. Day 6 she came, but she was different. Restless. Checking her phone every 30 seconds. Ivy, Obinna said. Can we talk about the wedding? She looked up. What about it? Should we postpone? Given everything. Ivy's face changed. Something flickered in her eyes. Panic. Relief. Actually, I've been thinking the same thing, she said quickly. We should wait. Until you're better. And if I don't get better? You will, she finally said. But her voice was flat. You have to. She spent the rest of the visit talking about the deposits she'd already paid. The venue. The photographer. The decorator. I've lost so much money already, she complained. This is so stressful. Obinna watched her. Not once did she ask how he was feeling. Not once did she ask about his pain, his fear, his future. It was all about her. It had always been all about her. Week 2 started with a bomb. Ivy came on Monday morning, dressed like she was going to a photo shoot. Tight jeans, low-cut top, full makeup. Obinna, we need to talk. He knew what was coming. He could see it in her eyes. This is really hard for me, she said, her voice shaking. But I need space. To process everything. Space, Obinna repeated. Yes. This isn't what I signed up for. She was crying now. Real tears or performance. He couldn't tell anymore. I'm too young to be a caregiver. I have my whole life ahead of me. And I don't. She looked away. That's not what I mean. Then what do you mean? Ivy? I can't do this. I'm sorry. She stood up. Started gathering her things. So that's it? Obinna asked. You're leaving. I'm not leaving. I just need time. She touched his hand briefly. We can still talk. I'll still check on you. But Obinna saw the truth in her eyes. She was already gone. She stopped wearing her engagement ring in photos. He noticed because he checked. Every day. Like picking at a wound. Her Instagram posts changed. Cryptic quotes appeared. Sometimes love isn't enough. God closes doors to open better ones. Choosing myself isn't selfish, it's survival. The blogs picked it up. Is Ivy Chioma's engagement over? Sources say billionaire Obinna Azubuike's fiancé is having second thoughts. His mother saw the posts. She came to his room one afternoon, her face tight with anger. Obinna, I saw that girl at Quillock's nightclub yesterday. Obinna's chest tightened. What? She was dancing. With a man. Very close. His mother's voice shook. At first I thought my eyes deceived me. But it was her. Emeka came that evening with proof. Photos from someone's Instagram story. Ivy in a short dress, pressed against another man. A man Obinna recognized. Kunal Adelik. Oil money. Flashy cars. The kind of man Ivy would notice. The caption on Kunal's post. New energy. New beginnings. Ivy hadn't officially broken up with Obinna. She just moved on. While he was still in the hospital bed she'd barely visited. That night Obinna lay awake. His fake paralysis suddenly felt real. The weight of it. The loneliness of it. He had his answer. Clear and painful. Ivy had failed the test spectacularly. But somehow knowing the truth hurt more than wondering. While Ivy disappeared from Obinna's life, Adanna showed up. Every single day. She never asked why his fiancée stopped coming. Never mentioned the blogs or the Instagram post. She just came, did her job and treated him like a person. Good morning, Mr. Azubuike, she would say, walking in with her clipboard and calm energy. It's Obinna, he would reply. Mr. Azubuike, she would repeat with a small smile. Let's begin. The therapy sessions were hard. Adanna pushed him in ways that frustrated him. Lift your arm higher. I can't. You can. You're just not trying hard enough. What's the point? Obinna snapped one day. I'll never walk again anyway. Adanna stopped. Put down her clipboard. Looked at him directly. You're right, she said calmly. With this attitude, you will not work again. Now, are we going to work or are you going to waste both our time? He hated how she challenged him. But he also respected it. She didn't pity him, didn't treat him like he was fragile or broken or special. She treated him like someone who had work to do. It was refreshing, strange, and new. During their breaks they talked. Small conversations at first. Why physical therapy? Obinna asked one afternoon. Adanna was quiet for a moment. My younger brother had an accident when he was 16. Okechukwu. A car hit him on his way home from school. I'm sorry, Obinna said. He became paralyzed from the waist down. She stared at her hands. I watched therapists work with him. Some were good. Some gave up too easily. Some treated him like a hopeless case. What happened to him? Adanna's voice went soft. He died 3 years later. Pneumonia. But that's not what killed him. He'd already given up. Stopped fighting. Stopped believing he could have a life. Obinna felt something shift in his chest. I became a therapist because I never want anyone to feel hopeless like my brother did, Adanna continued. I can't promise people they'll walk again, but I can promise them dignity, hope, a reason to keep trying. She looked at Obinna. That's what I'm giving you. Not false promises. Just a fighting chance. Obinna nodded slowly. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just work. Over the following weeks, Obinna learned about her life in pieces. She lived in a small flat in Surulere with her mother. Her father had died when she was 12. She worked 2 jobs, the hospital during the day, a private clinic in the evenings. Why 2 jobs? Obinna asked. My mother has diabetes. Medications are expensive. And I'm still paying off my school loans. She said it simply. No complaint. Just fact. Do you have a boyfriend? Adanna laughed. No time. And men run when they see a woman with responsibilities. Their loss, Obinna said before he could stop himself. She looked at him surprised. Then smiled. Maybe. She brought him jollof rice one afternoon. Wrapped in foil, still warm. Hospital food is punishment, she said. My mother made extra. Obinna ate it slowly. Tasted like home. Like care. Like someone actually thought about him as a person, not an obligation. This is delicious. I'll tell her you said so. Small moments like this stacked up. The way she wiped sweat from his forehead during difficult exercises. The way she celebrated his small victories, like lifting his arm 3 inches higher. Holding a position for 10 seconds longer. See, she would say. Progress. He made him laugh. Told him stories about her other patients. You're not even my most stubborn one. He said. I have a 70-year-old woman who throws her water cup at me when she's tired. What do you do? Then make her do 5 more reps. Obinna laughed. Really laughed. For the first time since the accident. And he realized something that terrified him. He had not thought about Ivy in 3 days. But he thought about Adanna constantly. The way she hummed while she worked. The way her eyes crinkled when she smiled. The way she saw him. Really saw him. Not his money or his status or his situation. Just him. He was falling for her. Slowly, dangerously, completely. And he had no idea what to do about it. Week 3 of therapy started badly. Obinna woke up to another Instagram post. Ivy and Kunnel at a beach resort in Calabar. Her head on his shoulder. His arm around her waist. The caption, sometimes the best things come after the worst storms. The comments were vicious. What about Obinna? You moved on fast, sis. Gold digger behavior. But there were defenders too. She deserves happiness. You can't judge her for choosing herself. Obinna threw his phone across the room. It hit the wall but didn't break. When Adanna arrived at 9 a.m. she found him staring at the ceiling, his jaw tight. Good morning, Mr. Azubuike. I don't want to do therapy today. Adanna sat down. That's fine. But we'll do it anyway. I said I don't want to. I heard you. Now sit up. No. Adanna walked to the window, opened the blinds. Sunlight flooded the room. Obinna squinted. What are you doing? If you're going to waste my time, at least do it in good lighting. I'm not wasting your time. I'm just not in the mood. The body doesn't care about your mood, Adanna said calmly. Muscles need work. Joints need movement. Your feelings are irrelevant. Easy for you to say, he said. Is it? She turned to face him. You think I wake up every morning excited to work 2 jobs? To watch my mother inject insulin? To count every naira to make sure we survive the month? Obinna went quiet. We all have bad days, Mr. Azubuike. The difference is what we do with them. She pulled up a chair. Now, you can tell me what's bothering you or we can start therapy. Your choice. Obinna felt something crack inside him. She's moved on, he said quietly. Ivy. She's with someone else. Posted it for the whole world to see. I'm sorry. Are you? You never liked her anyway. I never said that, she said. You didn't have to. Obinna laughed bitterly. Everyone could see it. Everyone except me. Adanna was quiet for a moment. Then she spoke softly. Can I tell you something about my brother? Obinna nodded. When Okechukwu was in his wheelchair, a girl he liked came to visit him once. Just once. She looked at him, looked at the chair, and said she had to go. Never came back. That's terrible, Obinna said. It destroyed him, Adanna continued. He thought the wheelchair made him worthless, unlovable. He spent 2 years believing that lie. She leaned forward. But here's what I learned watching him. The wheelchair didn't make him less. The girl's rejection didn't make him less. His belief that he was less, that's what broke him. Obinna felt tears burning his eyes. You're not in a wheelchair because of what you lost, Adanna said. You're here because life happened. That woman leaving, that's not about your worth. It's about hers. Then why does it hurt so much? Because you're human, and humans break. But we also heal. Obinna wiped his eyes roughly. I don't know how. Yes, you do, Adanna said. You've been doing it every day. Every exercise. Every session. Every moment you choose to keep going. She stood up, held out her hand. Now, are we going to work or are we going to sit here feeling sorry for ourselves? Obinna looked at her hand. Looked at her face. Saw something there he'd never seen from Ivy. Belief. In him. He took her hand. But as she pulled him to sitting position, something happened. Maybe it was the emotion. Maybe it was exhaustion. Maybe it was 3 weeks of pretending. Obinna squeezed her hand too hard. Pulled himself up too quickly. Used his legs without thinking. For just a second he stood. Full weight on both legs. Then he caught himself. Dropped back down. But the damage was done. Adanna stared at him. Her eyes wide. What was that? What was what? Obinna's heart was racing. You used your legs. No, I didn't. It was momentum. You pulled me. I barely touched you. Adanna stepped back. Mr. Azubuike? I'm tired, Obinna said quickly. Can we stop for today? Adanna studied him for a long moment, her face unreadable. Okay, she finally said. We'll stop. She gathered her things slowly. Didn't look at him. At the door she paused. Mr. Azubuike? Yes. I've worked with paralyzed patients for 4 years. I know what real paralysis looks like. Obinna's blood went cold. And I know what it doesn't look like. She walked out. Obinna sat frozen in bed, his mind racing. She knows. Or she suspects. And everything was about to fall apart. That night Obinna called Emeka in a panic. She knows. What? Who knows? Adanna. He saw me use my legs. Bro, she knows I'm faking. Emeka was quiet for a moment. How sure are you? Very sure. You should have seen the way she looked at me. So what are you going to do? Obinna ran his hand over his face. I need to tell her the truth. I can't keep lying to her. You're falling for her? Emeka asked. It wasn't a question. It was a statement. Obinna replied. Yes, Obinna admitted. I'm falling for her. Hard. And I can't build anything on a lie. What if she hates you? Emeka asked. What if she thinks you played her? Used her? Then I lose her. But at least I'll lose her honestly, Obinna said. Emeka sighed. You're really different, bro. This woman changed you. I know. When are you going to tell her? Emeka asked. Tomorrow. I'll tell her tomorrow, Obinna replied. But tomorrow never came, as Ivy showed up first. She arrived at the hospital the next afternoon unannounced. Wearing a short dress and heels, her face streaked with mascara. Baby, I made a mistake, she sobbed, rushing to his bedside. Obinna stared at her in shock. Ivy, what are you doing here? I'm so sorry. I was confused. I panicked. But I'm here now. She grabbed his hand. I love you, Obinna. I never stopped loving you. Where's Kunal? Obinna asked. Her face twisted. He's a fraud. He lied about everything. His money, his business, all of it. I was so stupid. So that was it. The other man was broke. And now she was back. Obinna felt nothing. No anger. No pain. Just emptiness. Ivy, Obinna called. We can still get married, she interrupted. I'll take care of you. I will be here. I promise. Before Obinna could respond, the door opened. Adanna walked in with her clipboard. She stopped when she saw Ivy. The two women looked at each other. The contrast was striking. Ivy in her designer dress, makeup perfect even through the tears, nails done, hair styled. Adanna in her simple blue scrubs, no makeup, hair in a practical ponytail, tired from working since 7 a.m. I'll come back later, Adanna said quietly. No, Adanna, wait, Obinna started. But she was already walking away. Who was that? Ivy asked, her voice sharp. My physiotherapist. Ivy looked at the door, then back at Obinna. Oh, the help. She dismissed Adanna with a wave of her hand. Anyway, about our wedding. Something snapped inside Obinna. The help. The woman who showed up every single day was the help. While Ivy, who abandoned him, who moved on publicly, who only came back when her backup plan failed, she thought she deserved to be welcomed with open arms. Get out, Ivy. Ivy blinked. What? I said get out. We're done. Obinna, you're not thinking clearly. I'm thinking clearly for the first time in months. He pulled his hand from hers. You left me when things got hard. You didn't even have the decency to break up with me properly. You just moved on. I came back. Because you had no other option. Obinna's voice rose. You didn't come back for me. You came back for what I can give you. Ivy's tears dried up instantly. Her face hardened. You're really going to do this? You're in a wheelchair, Obinna. You need me. I need nothing from you. Leave. She stood up, grabbed her bag. You'll regret this. Everyone will know you're broken. Damaged. No woman will want you. Then I'll be broken alone. It's better than being whole with you. Ivy's face twisted with rage. You think that little therapist will want you? She's with you for your money too. They all are. Get out. Obinna said again. She stormed toward the door, then turned back. I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of man you are. Tell them whatever you want. I don't care anymore. She slammed the door so hard the walls shook. Obinna sat in the silence that followed. His chest was heavy, but he felt lighter. He'd made his choice. Ivy was gone. Truly gone. Now he just needed to make things right with Adanna. If it wasn't already too late. That evening, Adanna sat in the hospital break room, staring at Obinna's medical file. Something was wrong. Very wrong. She had been a physiotherapist for 4 years. She had worked with dozens of paralyzed patients. She knew the signs. The muscle atrophy. The reflex responses. The progression of recovery. Obinna's file didn't match his condition. His reflexes were too strong for someone with complete spinal cord injury. His muscle tone was too good. And today she had seen him use his legs. Just for a second, but she had seen it. She closed the file and rubbed her temples. Maybe she was wrong. Maybe she wanted to be wrong. But deep down she knew the truth. He was faking. The question was, why? Was it insurance fraud? Some people faked injuries to collect money. But Obinna was already wealthy. He didn't need insurance money. Was it attention? Sympathy? That did not match the man she had come to know. He hated the pity. Hated being treated differently. Then what? Adanna thought about the fiancée who had abandoned him. The Instagram post. The public humiliation. The woman who had shown up today crying and begging. A test. The realization hit her like cold water. He was testing people. Testing his fiancée. Testing who would stay when the money and glamour were stripped away. And Adanna had been part of it. Knowingly. A pawn in his game. Her chest tightened with hurt. With anger. She had shared her brother's story with him, her pain. Her struggles. She had let him see parts of herself she rarely showed anyone. And he'd been lying the entire time. The next day she came to work. Professional. Distant. Good morning, Mr. Azubuike. Adanna, about yesterday. Let's focus on therapy. She was cold. Efficient. The warmth between them had disappeared. Obinna noticed immediately. Are you okay? I'm fine. Lift your arm, please. She avoided his eyes. Kept her distance. Did her job and nothing more. During a break, Obinna reached for her hand. Adanna, please talk to me. She pulled away. We're not friends, Mr. Azubuike. I'm your therapist. Let's keep it professional. The words cut him deeper than any of Ivy's betrayals. Because unlike Ivy, Adanna mattered. Her opinion mattered. Her presence mattered. And he was losing her. That afternoon Obinna made a decision. Tomorrow. He would tell her everything tomorrow. Walk for her. Explain everything. Beg for forgiveness if he had to. He could not lose her without trying. But what Obinna didn't know was that Adanna had already decided something too. She would wait. Watch. And when he finally revealed the truth, if he revealed it, she would decide if he deserved a second chance. Or if he was just another man who lied to get what he wanted.